Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video of the Dead by Daylight Killers. Today, we are playing the Wraith. As you can see above my head, uh, the Wraith is an invisible killer. He is cloaked. He is running around. He could be behind you. But as always, I am only using the 3 perks that the Wraith comes with. They told me that this could be easy. Using a cloak and being invisible, it would probably put me more at an advantage. Yeah. Let's get into the gameplay. Let's get into the perks first, and I'll show you what we're going to be running with. Let's get to it. Now, this is the Wraith in-game perks right here. These are the 3 only perks that we will be using right here. Bloodhound. Fresh blood marks are considerably more discernible than normal and can be tracked for 4 seconds longer than normal. Predator. Scratch marks left by survivors will spawn considerably closer together. And then Shadowborn. Your field of view is 15 degrees wider than normal. Does not stack with other FOV instances. So as you can see, with the Wraith's 3 perks that he came out with, let's just be honest, they're not that great. They don't help me at all. The only thing I personally believe that these 3 perks are going to do for me is make it so it's easier to track the survivors when they're running, because the scratch marks will be closer together. So I know if they don't spread apart, or run off some other place or something, they'll be in a straight line and it'll be easier for me to be able to see them where they're running. Rather than that, there's no gen help. There's nothing. There's no help at all to slow the generators, to slow them. There's no slowing at all. These 3 perks are literally just going to help me track them. That's it. So, and as always, we're just using blood points, as always. So yeah. We're going to see if we can do this. Let's get into the gameplay. The Eyrie of Crows. I don't know if this is going to favor the Wraith or not, because it is very wide open. Wide open maps don't work for the Wraith, because you can see the Wraith coming a mile away if you're actually looking. So, we're going to see how this unfolds. They didn't go back. I would have went back. So they're healing each other. Alright, so their med kits are in play. Trying to listen for the generator sounds. Oh my god. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not picking him up. Well, it's pretty easy. He has a boil over, and if I drop down with boil over, he's automatically gonna get off my shoulders. That's why he's been staying up there the whole entire time and not coming down, is because he's got boil over, and he knows that if I pick him up, I have to drop down here somehow or another, and he's gonna get off my shoulders. It's easy. As playing both sides of the map, I know this personally. I know what he's gonna do. So, for me personally, he could sit up there and rot for 5 minutes for all I care. I don't play the game that way, and I'm sure other people, you know, they'll be like, oh my god, how can you do that? Well, I'm sorry to say, but if you're playing killer and your whole objective is to just stay up there and hide like a coward instead of coming down and playing the game the right way, well, then use the perk to its advantage, I guess. Stay up there and lay on the floor and like using the perk. It's as simple as said. Because I sure ain't dumb enough to pick you up and bring you down here. And there's that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I know I go silent on these videos, but when you're concentrating, it's a little hard to talk at the same exact time as you're trying to play the game. It does. Heck, I've been like that forever streaming. You're kind of thinking as you go. This is the way like killers have to think, though, is what the survivors are going to be doing next. What's going to happen next? If you're not thinking like that and you got your attention elsewhere, well, you're going to lose. That's pretty much what's going to happen in that whole instance. So that is why I kind of stick with the gameplay, and then I'll talk as much as after, you know. But as you could see, all of them were literally, a lot of them were running meta perks here. A lot of them were. And what's really interesting is the Leon was running Blast Mine, but never used Blast Mine on any of the gens that he touched, which I'm very surprised because he could have blinded me every single time. So I don't know why he did that. The Fang Min was running Prove Thyself, which I would have been finding more people to double up on. Maybe she was on some of the other gens, I don't know. And then I'm not sure what Steve was running at all. Like some urban evasion kind of deals. Not even urban evasion, but maybe he's running some kind of stealth kind of thing, trying not to be caught. Was that quick and quiet? Was it balanced landing? Was that, yeah, balanced landing. We got quick and quiet. Deception. Deception is being like a big one right now, and I'm not sure why too much, but a lot of people are using deception. Each their own. And like I said about Leon, how he had boil over, your struggling effects on the killer are increased by 80%. You obscure the killer's ability to see hook auroras within 16 meters. You gain 33% of current wiggle progress when the killer drops from great heights. So that's what he was trying to do the whole entire game. He was trying to stay up there on that wall and not come down because he knew if he came down, he was just going to end up on the hook and dead anyway. So he was just trying to stay up there to kill time, literally, to kill time, because he knew what was going to happen if he would have stayed down. So I just left him up there. He wants to stay up there, and yeah, I'll leave him up there then. But that is how that goes. I mean, if you run boil over and you do that kind of stuff, well, that's how it's going to roll. That's how it's going to happen. You got to expect killers to leave you down if you're in a boil over. No one's going to want to pick you up from a great height because they know as a killer that when they drop, they're automatically, you're going to get off of them. So why pick you up? They're just going to slug you. I mean, it's kind of common sense what's going to happen. So, you run that perk, you run dealing with that kind of gameplay. As for the Wraith, only the 3 perks, just like I said, and the blood points. That is it, just the blood points. So, as you can see with Shadowborn, a Predator, and Bloodhound, only those 3. And you can get a 4K. If you try hard enough, it's that easy. You can get a 4K. All purple perks on the Survivor side. Still did it. So that is it for this one. If you enjoyed the content, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the bell too. Let you know when more DBD stuff is coming out. And all the links are down below in the link tree in the description. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. I know I was a little silent during the gameplay. Like I said, I get a little bit into the game. It happens every single time. But as killer anyway, it don't happen that much as survivor. Sadly, I'm running around talking too much. I don't have to concentrate. Like I said that in the last video, I believe. Like as survivor, you don't really have to concentrate that much. As a killer, you do. So, thank you all for watching. And I will catch you all on our next video of Dead by Daylight. Up next is one of the hardest, and I will say this, my hardest, the nurse. The nurse is next. We're going to see if we can 4K with only the 3 perks the nurse comes with. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard, and I'm not going to lie about that. So, you will see what all the nurse runs with just her 3 perks on the next one. Have a good rest of your day, and I am out of here.